Do you have low expectations of the world around you? Do you expect the worst in your interactions with your colleagues, friends, or family? Do you tend to be very realistic when you're setting your goals, where your goals are extremely achievable and don't really have much of a stretch in them? In this episode, we're going to be looking at low expectations and how this is an indicator of a low level of self-belief, what you can do to turn this around, and how to enhance your self-belief so that you expect the most out of the universe. Hi, I'm Rosanne Clay, helping you deliberately create a life you love. When you have low expectations of the world, or you're expecting the worst out of people, it is a strong indicator that you don't trust that the universe is there to support you and keep you safe, and that the universe has got your back. You don't trust the community around you, and you definitely don't trust yourself, which is a reflection of a low level of self-belief. It's a very dangerous mindset because it means that you become very skeptical about the people around you. So you don't trust them. You don't feel like the world is safe. And this leads you to becoming more protective of your reputation, protective of your belongings, because you're lacking that faith that humanity is good. When you expect the worst in people, you become very guarded about how they treat you. And this can leave you easily offended by the things that people do to you. In that mindset, it can create a level of bitterness that is very hard to shift out of. That bitterness creates self-pity, and then you tend to find people that you can wallow in that self-pity with, who will sympathize with you, even if you're wrong, who are willing to sit with you and say, that's terrible, those people are awful, and yes, don't expect good from these people. And that perpetuates the cycle that you're in, the cycle of not trusting that the universe is good, the cycle of not trusting that humanity is good, and the cycle of not believing that the world has your best interests at heart and that your intuition knows what's best for you. In this mindset, it leaves you very judgmental of the world, and that includes being very judgmental of yourself. So you become very disconnected from your intuition. So if you're stuck in this mindset where you're expecting the worst outcome, then it means you don't really create stretch goals. You don't create those big audacious goals where you believe that the universe is just going to fill in the blanks and you have to trust your inner guidance to get to where it is that you're ideally wanting to go. Instead, you create these very realistic, supposedly grounded goals that are actually very fear-based. And the reason why you do that is because it's very hard to achieve very audacious goals when you're stuck in a very wallowing, self-pitying, thumb-sucking type mentality. Now, this type of mentality tends to stem from your childhood, where you've observed parents or caregivers where they've been heartbroken or betrayed by people not giving them an opportunity to achieve their goals. And then they're carrying a lot of bitterness or resentment towards those people. So what can you do to break free from this behavior? Well, one of the first things you can do is when you notice that you are expecting the worst from an outcome or from people, take the time to ask yourself, are these really my expectations? Maybe this is just something that's been programmed into my subconscious mind. Am I willing to break the pattern and say to myself, I get to choose? In fact, I'm willing to hope that the best outcome is what gets achieved here. The second thing you can do is to embrace the situation, embrace what things look like now. And that leads to acceptance. And when you're in a space of acceptance, it's a great way to ease yourself into feeling better. So when you're able to look around and accept that this is just the way it is, and you have feelings of ease about it, you're going to be able to tune into your intuition. And in that space of ease, your intuition will guide you towards your best next steps. The third thing you can do instead of expecting the worst outcome is to start writing down all the positive things that you see are true. So for example, if you feel like your boss hates you, instead of focusing on, oh, my boss, I think is going to fire me, start writing things down that are true, like, my boss does see the value in the work that I do, or there are people in the company that do see the value in the work that I do. There are people that do recognize me as a wonderful person. There are people that are willing to give me time. There are people that respect me in this organization. So keep the focus very general, away from the issue at hand that is upsetting you. And stay in that state of ease and noticing the positives so that again you can get in tune with your inner being. Being in tune with your intuition is the biggest key to creating your sense of self-belief, because the more you follow your intuition and act on those steps that your intuition is giving you every day, the more likely you're going to trust your intuition and therefore trust yourself. As always, I'm going to be creating a tapping follow-up for this, so please watch out for that. Sending you so much love and light on your journey. Bye for now.